few days ago, I talked to a gentleman who runs a law firm that specializes in employment law. He actually connected with me wanting to talk about doing videos for TikTok. He didn't fully buy into the craze that's going on around right now in the middle of 2022 when I'm recording this video, but he's curious as he sees some lawyers who have like millions and millions following them on TikTok, and they are reporting that they're getting some business out of that. So he reached out and he's like, should I do this? Should I do something else? Full disclaimer, he has 4 associates who are working with him, all specialize in employment law. So we had to unpack this whole marketing thing and talk about what works and what doesn't work. First of all, is it possible to get business from creating TikTok videos? Sure. Is it the best way about going to get clients in employment law? Probably not. In fact, definitely not. But as the case goes with just about any tool, if you use it long enough, you're going to get something out of it. I like to think of it as you can take down a tree with a hammer if you hammer away long enough. But if you have a sharp saw, it will do the job much faster. So when we think about getting clients for an employment law firm, what should they focus on? How do you go about getting more business and faster? Well, there are some avenues that are faster, and then there are some avenues that are more productive. One of the fastest avenues is advertising on Google. Why? Because when most people need an employment lawyer, they're going to go to Google and look for one. And the reason for that is, where do you go to find a lawyer who specializes in employment law? You're not going to ask your friends, because most people do not ever hire an employment lawyer. You're not going to ask your neighbors. You're not going to ask your relatives. All of those sources are highly unlikely. You're not going to go to TikTok looking for a lawyer who specializes in employment law. You're not going to go to Facebook. You're not going to go to Instagram. You're not going to go to LinkedIn. You are going to go to Google and look for an employment lawyer. And we know, because we work with employment lawyers, there are so many different keywords or variants of the same words that people use when they're looking for an employment lawyer on Google. Most large metro areas have thousands of searches every month. Some have hundreds, many hundreds of searches every month, people looking for employment lawyers, and more often, they're looking for information that's related to employment law because they understand that they had a problem or they have a problem, and they're trying to see whether there is a solution to that problem or not, a legal solution to this problem. This type of informational search often takes place before somebody decides to talk to lawyers, employment lawyers specifically. So if you want fast path to attracting new prospective clients, advertising on Google is it. But you have to do it correctly. There are so many ways to do it wrong, and all of those ways lead to loss of money. And there is one right way to do it correctly. If I was starting out in employment law today, here's how I would do it. First of all, and this will make all the difference, I would not do it myself because marketing, digital marketing is very complicated now and requires a multitude of skills to execute it correctly. So I'm sharing this information with you so you don't do it yourself, but when you do hire, or when you interview rather, marketing companies to help you grow your law firm, get more clients, you know what to ask. So first of all, to execute pay-per-click campaign or advertising on Google correctly, what you have to do is you have to do keyword research. You have to understand how people look for employment lawyers. Again, there will be 2 types of searches. There will be informational search when people are looking for information, and then there will be search with commercial intent when people are actually looking for a lawyer. You want both types of searchers to come to your website. I'll explain why in a minute. So you need to create ads that closely connect to the way people search. So whenever somebody looks for an employment lawyer near me, you need to run an ad that says, I am an employment lawyer near you. Paraphrasing, obviously, that's not what you want the ad to say, but something along those lines. Experienced employment lawyer, click here, something like that. When people are looking, can I sue my employer because of XYZ? You want to have an ad that actually answers that inquiry. And then you want them, once they click the ad, you don't want to send them to the home page of your website or service page of your website. You want them to go to a landing page that closely connects to what they searched for, to the copy of the ad, and then the landing page talks specifically about that. Because of that, you need to have a lot of ads created that connect to all of those different searches, and then a lot of landing pages created that connect to all of those ads. Super important. Then you need to have a website that's at least of competitive grade. What I mean by that is when people visit your website, there's an incredibly high probability that they're going to visit websites of your competitors. Your website cannot be any worse than that of your direct competition. It has to be of competitive grade. Otherwise, the perception that it's going to create is that you're less professional, and you do not want that. Perception creates reality for your prospective clients. You want to project successful reality. You want to show them that you know what you're doing. For that, you need to have a high-performance website of competitive grade that needs to look good. It needs to upload really quickly. It needs to deliver great user experience, and it needs to give your prospects everything that they need in order for them to give you what you want, which is their inquiry. You want them to reach out and either submit a request via contact form or pick up the phone and call your office and schedule a meeting or have a conversation with you right there and then. For that, your website needs to have information that people need in order to make a decision whether they want to talk to you or not. What information they're looking for? They want to know that you can actually help them solve or address the problem that they're having through service pages, through case studies, the types of cases that you handled in the past, through testimonials. They also want to know that you're good at what you do, and they want to hear it not just from you, but they want to hear it from others, people who have done business with you. That's why testimonials are so important on the website. And in addition to that, you want to have trust badges. What are trust badges? Trust badges are those little icons that upon clicking will take people to Google, your Google profile, where there will be reviews, or to your Facebook page, or to Avo, or to Super Lawyers, where people can read your reviews. They want to have that confirmation that you're not just good, but good to do business with. It's incredibly, incredibly important. If your website has all of those elements, and ideally, it should have two more elements, it's going to perform very well. What are those two elements? One is a unique selling proposition, which is an answer to the question, why should I, your prospective client, choose to do business with you over all other available options in the marketplace? You probably do not have a solid answer to that question, but if you call up on 20 of your former clients and ask them, why did you hire me in the first place? And then once they answer that question, ask them, would you hire me again? And if yes, why would you? And by the way, if no, ask them, why wouldn't you? You will hear that about 50 to 60% of your respondents, your former clients, will answer things the same way, give or take. And based on those answers, you will be able to craft an answer to the question, why should I, your prospective client, choose to do business with you over everyone else? That's a USP, that's a unique selling proposition. You want to have your marketing company place it up top on your website so it's highly visible. The second element that your website should have is an irresistible offer. What's an irresistible offer? Well, remember, people will do two types of searches online. Informational search when they're looking for information, and search with commercial intent when they're looking to hire someone. You want to capture all of these. The reason for that is people who are looking for information today may be becoming those clients or prospective clients tomorrow. You want to capture them early and you want to follow up with them automatically. For that reason, you want to have an irresistible offer. An irresistible offer can be a white paper, a guide, some sort of a downloadable, a checklist, how to pick the best employment lawyer in your market, right? Just a simple checklist. It's called an irresistible offer because it's really easy to accept that offer. You just take it, right? In exchange for that, you provide your name and email address. And your marketing company, your high-performance marketing company, should set up a follow-up sequence where whenever somebody downloads such a paper or checklist or whatever it is that they got from your site, your website automatically follows up with them in a non-annoying way, non-salesy way. How do you do that? Well, you create a series of videos. In every video, you're going to answer a question that a prospective client who is interested in hiring an employment lawyer, they should be asking you those questions. So you create that series of useful information to them and you deliver to their inbox. And it should work like magic. It's converting additional people who did not convert on your website. Now, all of those things should be on your website if you're executing a pay-per-click campaign. All of those things are also pertinent if you're doing search engine optimization. What's search engine optimization? Well, it's a marketing tactic, a very broad marketing tactic that's designed to raise your website in the rankings in organic search results. So whenever somebody searches for something, whether it's informational search or commercial intent search, your website comes up on top. We prefer to see our client's website come up for a multitude of various searches in the top 5 organic search results. It's a complex field, specifically search engine optimization, but it pays out so handsomely over time. Most people will not click on the ads. Most people will go to those organic search results and click on those search results. That is why, and when I say most, there have been numerous studies that pointed that 5 to 10 people who are looking for a service provider, like an attorney, will click on the ads, and the other 90 to 95% will not. They will just go and click on organic links below the ads. That is why your website should be absolutely optimized to the T's. The best that your money can buy, get the best marketing team that will optimize your website so it actually shows up for all those searches. That is where a lot of new business should be coming from. That's why it's incredibly important to optimize your website for search. This video I cannot record a video where I'm going to talk about hours and hours and hours how to execute on SEO correctly, but you should know some basic fundamentals of SEO. And there will be another video linked up down below where I do talk about fundamentals of SEO. Just remember that it is one of the most potent tactics in the long term, because it takes some time to get there, to generate a lot of new business. The other tactic that's faster is to advertise or have sponsored listings in Avvo, Superlawyers, and other prominent directories that come up at the top of search results. Many people will go to those directories and engage in a conversation with attorneys that they find there. Most people will click on only attorneys they see on page 1. So unless your last name starts with an AA, chances are they will not see your listing. That is why it's so important to have sponsored listings. And you will want your marketing company to track all of that performance from every channel. Advertising in the directories, SEO. Do you want them to track the number of leads, qualified leads that came in from each channel, and an average cost per lead? On your side, you want to track how many leads it takes for you to get one new client. Why is it important to track all of that data on a regular basis? Because by having concrete, verifiable, timely information, your marketing company and you should be able to make better decisions how to allocate your marketing budget so that you're getting more new business at a lower average client acquisition cost. Incredibly important. If you put all of those things in place, your law firm in time will start thriving. No TikTok videos necessary. Now, if you are incredibly entertaining and you look good on camera and you can create animated videos, go for it. Do create videos for TikTok. Just remember that chances are you will not be getting massive traction on TikTok. Where else you can get substantial traffic is by creating videos that's just like this one. Look, my production value of this video is fairly low. The information that I'm sharing is very important, but I did not spend thousands of dollars to create this video. I'm sitting in front of a camera that's recording this. I have a $200 microphone attached to my code, and I'm recording this very, very simply. We will not spend a tremendous amount of time, effort, or money on producing this video. If or when you decide to do this, you can even use your phone and do it without a professional mic. Just put the phone on a $10, $15 tripod and start recording. Why would you want to record? Because YouTube is the second most popular search engine. People look for information on YouTube incredibly often. So if somebody is facing some sort of a legal issue, or they were wrongfully terminated, or something else happened in their place of employment, there's a good chance that they will be looking for answers to their questions on YouTube. If you sit down and just do this one exercise for 1 hour, write down every single question you could think of that your former clients or current prospects ask you. Create that list. Chances are in that 1 hour you will have 40 to 70 questions on a sheet of paper. I suggest that you do it on a spreadsheet. And then just sit down once a week for an hour or two and record comprehensive answers to each one of those questions and then post them on YouTube and link those videos to your blog on your website, don't do it yourself. Have a marketing company do this for you, because you will need to have proper tagging on YouTube and other things done on YouTube to make sure that those videos actually rank. But when people will be searching for questions, as long as you answer those questions in those videos and have proper tagging and proper titles on YouTube, they will be finding you. And then they will be going to your website, and some of them will actually engage you. That's why this tactic will probably work much better than TikTok, because TikTok is not a search engine. It's where people go for entertainment, but not to search for information. So to recap, pay-per-click advertising, directory advertising, search engine optimization, and content marketing on YouTube, those are the 4 primary things that should be done for your employment law firm in order for you to generate business fast and massively in the long term.